Okay, so I have been having a hell of a time with the BMW. I had a shop put a new N55 engine in it. Not new. Um, One that I was told had 75,000 miles on it. Then they said, no, I think it was 50,000 miles on it. But it's done. They couldn't give me any paperwork, but there was yet a 1-year warranty. Finally got the paperwork. It's got 70,000 miles on it, and it's 6-month warranty. So I'm glad we got that figured out. So the next piece is there was that whistling sound. Sounded a little bit like this. So the whistling sound was deemed to be the crankcase relief valve, or crankcase valve, which is completely integrated in with the valve cover gasket. So in order to replace that, you have to replace the entire valve cover. Yahoo! So that's what we decided to do. Car was running great other than the weird squeaky sound. Replaced the valve cover gasket, or the valve cover, with a new one, brand new, and then it ran like crap. Stalled when I came to a stop, hesitated, really bad, idling. So I looked at my MHD software. I thought, shit, maybe I might as well redo that. I redid that, reloaded it. Didn't help, still the same problem. It's not MHD. So I said, brought it up there today. I said, by the way, could you take a look at it? You may have forgotten a vacuum line. They took a look at it. I asked them to put my windshield wipers back on the right side because they had put them on the opposite sides, which didn't work so helpful in the rainstorm. So I could have done all that. I could have done all this stuff. I could do all of it, but I can't do it because I just don't have the time. So I asked somebody, a shop that's reputable, to do it. And then I'm left with this, what the hell did you do thing? So the reason I'm filming this video is I wanted to show you some things that I found. Now, totally spoiler alert, I've already taken this cover off and I've already seen a couple things that I wanted to show you. And they looked at it again today to make sure that it was just perfect. And it was. Can't figure out what it is. I took this off and in 2 seconds found a few things. I'll show you. And if this fixes my problem, I'm gonna be like super frustrated. So let's look at this. Okay, so first off, if you've not seen an N55, this is an N55. And this stuff that looks like, wow, that's really pretty, that's just plastic crap. Now, I came in here and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of loose. So this is exactly the way I found it, just so you're aware. So I get that out of the way. All right, we'll just set this over here. Now you can start to see the bits of the ugly on what the engine is. Now, some folks already have seen this. Now, if you've been in an N55, you already see an issue. You might see more than one issue because this is what I found initially. So the reason that cover that we just showed you over here that I set there, the reason that didn't fit is because you see this little retainer here, this little rubber grommet, this is where some tongues slide into. You don't see one there, do you? But wait a minute, you do see it there. That's where I found it. So maybe that's why that wasn't being held in. So we'll just, slide that sucker back in there and then probably that'll fit all right. The next piece that I found, which you can tell it's a new valve cover. You can tell it's a new oil cap. You can tell that all the bolts seem to be new. You can tell that somebody was in here. But then you come over here. And so this is your PVC valve or crankcase release valve or crankcase valve, whatever BMW wants to call it. And on here is a little bit of a nipple here that you can put a vacuum line on, I guess, and test it or whatnot. These are supposed to, or typically, have a little cap on them. There's a little cap that's sitting down next to it. So this is what actually goes right here. And it's just actually pushed in like that and stays locked into place. Well, that's cool. So could that have been why I was running like garbage? Just that little cap. All right, so we've got let me get some light on the subject. Now what you're seeing is, you see that hole right there and then the hole on the other side? So basically you've got this piece coming in, there's holes on either side of it, one there, one there. That's for your Valvetronic motor. There's supposed to be a gasket that goes on top of that. And it's supposed to be self-tapping screws that are new that go in there and that actually seals that in there. So that's not there. Trying to speculate. Maybe the N55 2 2011 335 extra doesn't require that, but it does. So you blew it. You didn't get one of those. You didn't put it on. It's not sealed. What the fuck? Honest to God. There might be glue or some caulking or something holding that in, which would be outstanding. So I'm gonna take that apart. I'm gonna look at it. And then we'll see where we go. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call the shop tomorrow and I'm gonna have a conversation with them. And here's the thing. I'm no perfect expert auto mechanic, not formally trained or anything, but I've done enough with cars that I know my way around them. If you were a person that owned this car and you had no idea, say you didn't know anything about BMWs, you don't, what's an N55? I know nothing. So let's just say that that's you as a person. You're gonna live with this, your car's not gonna run right, you probably have mechanical failure because of it at some point, and it's be a costly repair. Think about like rear main seal, that kind of thing, okay? So whenever you have pressure in your engine that's not working appropriately is when you're gonna have some issues. And that's costly. That's not one of those cheap and easy fixes. So we're gonna have a conversation probably about it. And I know that we'll give the shop the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps, potentially, there's not a lot of people working in America right now. Maybe they've got somebody working on cars that's over their head and maybe completely has no attention to details, and therefore that's why we have what we have today. But there's pieces, it's like forgetting to put your gas cap on your car when you're getting gas. It's as simple as that. There's pieces in here that just were forgotten about. There's pieces in here that were never ordered, that are not even on the car, and then it's given back to the customer saying, good to go, everything's fine. No, it's not. Let's have you check it out again. Yep, checked it out again. They didn't even, I swear to God, they never even checked it out again. It was just parked in the back bay, take it for a test drive, yep, done. We'll flip your windshield wipers around, and that was that. Crickets. Super symbolic. So that's enough of my rant. Who knows how it's going to end.